All right, let's start out with you guys were right, I was wrong. Okay, let me explain. Hello, people, and welcome back to Random Video to Random Channel. And today, um, this box is relatable to what I'm going to be talking about. And first, before I start off, look what my wife got me. Look at this duck bucket hat. It's small because it's a one fit all, and I have a big head. So yeah. All right. So I know this news is really late. Because I personally just found out about it today, and today is. Let me grab my tablet because today is May 16th, and apparently this news of Nintendo updating the new policy happened early May. This article was made May 9th. It's from IGN, so I don't. There's a whole bunch of dates in here, so I'm going with ninth, between 6th and 9th. I don't know when they actually um release that policy update. And I hope you don't hear that cat. And I hope you guys know what's going on now because this is a really big deal for Nintendo. And what I was talking about in the beginning of the video of you guys were right and I was wrong is that Nintendo's the bad guy. And now I see it. Now my eyes have been opened and I see it now. What do you want, boy? But yes, I see it now. The price of $80 for the new gens, I still see it coming. I still see that's going to be the thing of the future. I still believe that they didn't set the standard or what, but I still kind of believe that. But so now what changed my mind is them changing their policy for them having full control of your Switch to brickets. And I don't like that. I don't like that my trust to them has been full blown, just stabbed in the back kind of thing. And so apparently, this policy update also affects the original Switch, also, but I don't know to the extent of their punishment, if you say. I don't think they have the full access to fully break it. I think they have the access to take away your access to the Nintendo service or whatever. And so that is my idea of it. I don't know what it really is. I can't really find anything. No one really talks about it, only about this policy. So to that, I want I had a thought of what made me make this video. I was just gonna let it go, but for me, realizing how late I have got this info from is kind of concerning because I don't know. Nintendo already had this planned beforehand to release this new policy update to break your system for any modifications to tamper with or whatever to this new Nintendo Switch 2. And so for that news to come early in the May, and literally next month will be the release date of the Nintendo Switch 2. So a coincidence? I think not. Maybe they were hoping that this policy update won't get as popular or whatever to extent where people won't cancel their pre-orders or hope that they break their system without them knowing what's the policy to it. So that is what I think it is. They were hoping that they were maybe to do that. But also another thing that I have very big concerns about for them to have access of your Switch to brick it is that how far can they brick it, because they have a service for their online things for the Switch, like how they close the service for the Wii U and 3DS, like what, a couple years ago. I forgot how when that actually happened, but how what I'm trying to say is that what happens in the next 15 years for the Switch 2 once their service, they're going to shut down the servers. What are they going to do with the Switches? Now they have access to brick it. Are they going to brick the whole Switch 2 system and we have no access to play these games in the future runs? Like how we could actually have access to play like the 3DS games, the new 3DS games, or even the DS games, even the Game Boy Advance games with the DS, we could play them because we have no penalty for it or whatever. So will they break their Switch 2 consoles? I don't know if this mic is going to be too far. Will they have access? Will they be able to break these consoles in the future when their service is closed? Will we be able to play it in the future? Because this is what I'm kind of concerned about. For the original Switch being 8 years old, nearly 10, it's very crazy. Um, will they soon close the service for the Switch and we have no access to play it? Or are they going to wait until something new and big and more improved for their new consoles for brick the whole thing? And that is where I'm kind of really scared of, and my trust is fully blown out and no longer want to support them. Hey, post me edits here. One more thing about my concern about this policy change of them breaking your system is how did what checks them for this to know that it's being modified or whatever. What are is a human going to push a button, or is this a computer thing that we're going to be worried about that they're going to break the system? Because what if I just accidentally did some weird loophole thing or did something, opened up whatever, forgot to update or something, or whatever, I don't know, and 3 days later they break my Switch? Like, how are they going to be so stingy that they're going to break it for a minor convenience, or is this computer thing going to check your Switch and break your system out of nowhere? Because who's going to do that? What's going to do that? Like, I even messaged my brother to see what's his idea of it, and I don't remember exactly what it is, what he said, but I think he said something along like they messed up. Um, so yes, I don't know what these. I haven't gotten into the what people have said about it, or what I don't know how these the big Nintendo fans are about it or whatever. I am very skeptical unless something changes or something happens. But with them to have full access, even if they change it, their policy afterwards, they still have access to break your console no matter what. So with that, I'm just no longer wanting to buy the Switch 2 anymore. And so now, with that money that I was gonna buy the Switch 2, I'm just actually gonna go ahead and buy a Steam Deck. And I'm just gonna say one last thing before I go. I bet you guys could just go in and just watch your next videos or whatever. But I want to say one thing that I was a big Nintendo fan, honestly, with starting off with like the Game Boy Advance and growing up with all those handheld consoles, because I never grew up with consoles or anything. Never had an Xbox or PlayStation like that. Currently, now with I have grown up, I have an PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S, and those two are pretty fun. In like, I wanted to explore more in the game categories and have their exclusive sites or whatever. And so Nintendo is now that the Nintendo is on staying on their corner, now that it's official and the Microsoft and Sony is mingling together, um, I'm excited for their future. I don't know what is going on with Nintendo and their little corner there, but I just hope that people realize that Nintendo is messing up and they stop supporting them, or just, or what? Because this is a big change for Nintendo for its standard. Because I know that Nintendo really hates piracy and modding with their IP, whatever. But for them to go this far, it's a little bit crazy for anyone. And so yeah, I honestly have nothing else to say. Um, so yeah, buy a Steam Deck instead.